When I was born, I was so delicate the matriarchs of the 5 elite families all fought to have me as a son-in-law. My mother had no choice but to agree. I would choose a bride from the 5 elite families on my 22nd birthday. Everyone assumes I will choose Sylvia, the one I could never have. Instead, I choose my lifelong rival Luna. Because in my previous life I chose Sylvia, and on the eve of our wedding her plane went down. No body was ever found. I searched for her like a madman for 20 years. Then one rainy night I see her, the woman I believed to be dead, pressed against a wall, kissing Leo. Elena and Serena stand nearby, watching and waiting for them to finish. The moment they part, the women rush to drape a coat over Leo's shoulders and press fruit into his hands, eyes full of tenderness. You kiss so long his lips are swollen, one of them murmurs. Leo, stay abroad with Sylvia. We'll keep Xavier distracted. He'll never find you. In that moment, everything becomes clear. Sylvia had fallen for Leo long ago. She faked her own death just to run away with him. And the other 3 women? They are all in love with Leo too. Every smile they gave me, every confession, all an act. Just to keep me occupied. To make sure I never got in the way of the man they truly loved. When the truth hits me, I run. And I run straight into the path of a car. All 4 of them stand on the other side of the road and watch me die. The only one who comes from my body is Luna. My lifelong rival, the woman I once spoke to with nothing but cruelty. She stands before my gravestone, eyes red. Then a voice pulls me back. Xavier, are you still listening? I take a slow, deep breath. My fingertips tremble slightly. Mom, I say, I've made my decision. At my 22nd birthday banquet, I'm going to announce Luna as my chosen bride. Please notify her to return home as soon as possible. I pause. My voice is quiet but firm. You and Dad should go in person. Otherwise she probably won't come. My mother doesn't understand my reasons, but she has always indulged me. She sighs. All right. If you insist, we'll fly to Switzerland tomorrow. I hang up and finally exhale. I go upstairs and open the hidden compartment in my wardrobe. Inside sit 4 neatly arranged gift boxes. A diamond necklace from Sylvia. A limited edition watch from Elena. An auction painting from Serena. A custom perfume from Ava. Each one worth a fortune. Every single one a lie from my previous life. I gather them in my arms. I walk out without looking back. I have just reached the garden when a familiar voice drifts over. Leo's eyes are red, his voice thick with emotion. Sylvia, the young master's 22nd birthday is almost here. He likes you so much. He's definitely going to choose you. You'll be someone's wife, soon. I can't keep doing this with you. The young master paid for my education, and behind his back, I've been taking your love for myself. I've wronged him enough. He drops his head. His voice shrinks to almost nothing. You're an heir to one of the most powerful families in the country. I'm just a poor student who only got through school because of this E family's charity. Forget about us. Forget everything. My steps slow. Not far away, all 4 women are gathered around Leo and Sylvia, their expressions dark. Sylvia grabs Leo's wrist. Who gave you permission to leave, even if he chooses me? I only love you. Don't worry. I've already arranged everything. If he chooses me, I'll arrange a plane crash the day before the wedding. I'll leave everything behind and run away with you, Leo. Don't worry. Elena gently holds out a handkerchief. Once you 2 run away, the 3 of us will keep Xavier completely tied up. He'll never find you. Serena adds with a soft laugh. That's right. Just go with Sylvia in peace. With us here, you have nothing to fear. Ava's voice is warm and doting, but Leo bites his lip, eyes glistening. The young master will be devastated if he finds out. All 4 women speak at once. We only care about you. Whether he lives or dies means nothing to us. I stand motionless behind the tree. An invisible hand seems to close around my heart and squeeze. Yes, whether I live or die means nothing to them. They proved it in my last life. I keep my face blank and walk forward, arms full of gift boxes. My dress shoes click sharply against the cobblestones. Young master. Leo's face goes pale. He scrambles toward me. What are you doing here? I don't even glance at him. Taking out the trash. Let me help, he says, reaching for the boxes. The Sai family paid for my university. I said I'd repay you. No need, I say. Please don't be polite with me. We argue back and forth when Leo suddenly loses his footing. His fingers catch my arm, and we both plunge into the pool beside us. Ice-cold water swallows us whole. I can't swim. I thrash desperately toward the surface. All 4 women jump in at the same time, but not for me. I watch them race each other to reach Leo, while I sink. As water floods my nose, I barely make out Sylvia pulling Leo to safety. Elena strips off her jacket and wraps it around him. Serena presses down on his chest. Ava dials the emergency number. Then Sylvia takes Leo's face in her hands and presses her mouth to his. I stare, frozen, watching Sylvia perform mouth-to-mouth at the edge of the pool. Cold water drips from my hair, but it is nothing compared to the chill inside me. In my previous life, Sylvia was always cold and distant. Whenever I touched her, she washed her hands over and over. I told myself she just had a thing about cleanliness. I told myself she simply kept her distance from men. I told myself I could slowly warm her heart. Now I know the truth. She already had someone she loved. I was never in her eyes at all. I claw my way to the edge of the pool with everything I have. My nails dig into the ground. I cannot die. I still have to marry Luna. Not far away, Sylvia finally breaks from Leo. He coughs twice and slowly opens his eyes. The relief on Sylvia's face is instant. She pulls him upright. I'm taking you to the hospital. She turns and walks away without sparing a single glance at me, soaked and shaking. At the same time, the other 3 women finally seem to notice. They see me dragging myself onto the ground alone. Elena is the first to rush over. She is wearing a yellow dress today. Even in the chaos, she carries herself with effortless grace. Serena and Ava follow close behind. Xavier, are you alright? Elena reaches out to steady me. It was so chaotic. We mistook Leo for you, Serena adds quickly. Ava hands me a towel. Yes, exactly. The water was too murky, we couldn't tell you apart. I take the towel. My fingertips are ice cold. What a pathetic excuse. The pool is perfectly clear. There is no way they confused us. We'll go to the hospital with you, Elena says softly. I look up. I see the urgency they can't quite hide. They don't want to accompany me. They just want an excuse to go see Leo. No need. I toss the towel back. I'm fine. That's not acceptable, Serena says. You're completely soaked. What if you catch a cold? I cut her off. If you want to go to the hospital, go on your own. The three exchange a glance. Ava tries again. We're not the ones who are hurt. Why would we go? Don't be upset, please. We really did mistake you for him. We'll take time off work. We'll stay by your side for the next few days. Think of it as making up for the mistake. I say nothing. I turn and walk away. My soaked clothes cling to my skin. Every step feels heavy, but I keep my spine straight and I don't look back. In the days that follow, the three women try everything to win my favor. Elena sends the latest couture suit straight from Paris Fashion Week. Serena airships a rare pink diamond necklace. Ava simply has a limited edition sports car delivered to my door. Xavier, there's an auction gala tonight. Elena holds out an invitation with a gentle smile. Let me take you. It'll take your mind off things. I watch their eager faces and laugh inwardly. The venue is breathtaking. Gold and glass as far as the eye can see. I walk in at an easy pace, then freeze. In the very important person section, Sylvia is carefully guiding Leo to his seat. Her tailored suit makes her look sharp and tall. Those almond-shaped eyes that once captivated me are now full of a softness meant only for him. Sylvia spots me. Her brow furrows slightly, and she walks over. Her voice is as cold as a business transaction. Your mother mentioned choosing a bride, didn't she? I meet her distant gaze. I know you like me, but I don't like you. She leaves without a backward glance, moving back to Leo's side with the care of someone protecting something irreplaceable. Elena hurries over. Her fingers rest lightly on my shoulder. Xavier, don't be sad. Sylvia doesn't know what she's missing. That doesn't mean no one sees your worth. Serena adjusts her gold-framed glasses. The warm smile behind those lenses looks so sincere. Exactly. All three of us like you. We will always be on your side. Ava takes a glass of champagne from a passing server and places it in my hand, her face etched with concern. Have a drink, Xavier. Don't think about the things that hurt. I look at these three women, their eyes overflowing with what looks like love, and pull a self-mocking smile. I'm fine. Elena leans in close. Her warm breath brushes my ear. But honestly, Xavier, you drove Luna out of the country years ago. Now you only have 4 candidates left. So which one of us are you actually going to choose? We're all dying to know. I'm about to say I don't want any of them, but what comes out is, you'll find out soon enough. The room shifts with unease. I simply curl my lips. In my last life, I suffered for 20 full years. A few days of suspense is nothing compared to that. Once the auction gala begins, the three women keep asking what catches my eye. I shake my head every time. Meanwhile, Sylvia bids on everything Leo glances at. A diamond necklace, an antique pocket watch, a jade bracelet. I take it all in with a quick look. It no longer stirs anything in me the way it once did. My heart is perfectly still. I stare ahead, expression blank, until the final lot of the evening is announced. The moment the auctioneer lifts the red cloth, my pupils contract. It is my late mentor's final work. Misty mountains in spring. The brushstrokes on the canvas instantly bring back the image of his frail hands in his last days. In my memory, he would always pat my head with warm affection and say, "This painting is the work of my entire life." Now he is gone. His wife spends every day in tears. If I can win this painting, it might bring her some comfort. 5 million. I raise my paddle without hesitation. Leo suddenly tugs at Sylvia's sleeve. This painting is so beautiful. Sylvia raises her paddle at once. 10 million. I grit my teeth. 20 million. The price keeps climbing. The entire hall falls silent. From the corner of my eye, I see Elena, Serena, and Ava quietly lower their paddles, because Leo is staring at it with longing. How ironic. Less than 10 minutes ago, they swore up and down they would buy me anything I wanted. My nails press into my palm. I raise my paddle again. 50 million. 80 million. 100 million. In the end, Sylvia wins. When she stands to pay, she doesn't spare a single glance for me, standing there white-faced. Xavier, don't be upset, Elena says quickly. If you love this painting so much, I'll go backstage right now and see if there's something similar. I'll get it for you right away. Me too, Serena says instantly. I'll come as well, Ava adds. I take a deep breath. I force down the wave of bitterness rising in my chest and walk straight toward Leo, who stands at the center of it all like a king. Name your price for the painting. My voice is terrifyingly calm. Leo lets out a quiet laugh. A flicker of satisfaction crosses his eyes. So even the great young master has to beg sometimes. He tilts his head, blinking with a practiced look of innocence. But money isn't everything. I'm not interested in selling this painting right now. But if you really want it, get down on your knees and beg me, and I'll give it to you. My breath catches slightly. This face, so fragile and helpless in front of women, turns arrogant and vile the moment it faces me. This is why I have never been able to stand Leo. Not in this life, and not in the last. I still cannot understand what they see in him. I clench my fist. I said money is not the issue, but I just want to watch you kneel. Leo's smile is bright. My gaze falls on the painting, held so carelessly in his hands. It is my mentor's last work, the one thing his wife longs for every waking moment. The thought of her tear-stained face closes an invisible hand around my heart. Fine, I'll kneel. I slowly lower myself to one knee in full view of everyone in the room. The cold marble seeps through the thin fabric of my trousers, but it is nothing compared to the chill inside me. When I rise, my voice is terrifyingly composed. Now will you give it to me? Leo suddenly smiles. That smile is full of something chilling. He grips both ends of the frame right in front of me and tears the canvas apart. The sound of ripping fabric cuts through the silent hall like a blade. Rage surges to my head in an instant. I raise my hand and strike him across the face. The next second, Sylvia's voice explodes like a thunderclap. What do you think you're doing? Leo covers his face and cries. Don't blame the young master. It's my fault. I shouldn't have come here with you. His slender fingers clutch the hem of Sylvia's jacket. His voice cracks at exactly the right moment. The young master likes you. Seeing you buy all these things for me. Of course it makes him angry. Suddenly Leo shoves Sylvia away and staggers backward. Then let me disappear completely. He spins and launches himself toward the floor-to-ceiling window with terrifying speed. Leo! Sylvia's scream tears through the hall, but it is already too late. The shattering of glass and the heavy thud of impact amplify in my ears. I rush to the window. Leo lies in a pool of blood below, still as a broken butterfly, but the corners of his mouth curl into a smile. A smile of someone who has gotten exactly what they wanted. Sylvia completely loses it. Her eyes are red as she scoops Leo out of the blood, her voice stripped raw. Someone, get him to a hospital. She fixes her gaze on me like she wants to tear me apart. Xavier, see, you'd better pray Leo is going to be all right. If anything happens to him, I will make you pay with your life. Under the harsh white lights of the hospital corridor, time seems to stop. A doctor rushes over, voice tight with urgency. The patient is losing massive amounts of blood. He needs a transfusion immediately. But he has Rh null blood type. The hospital's supply is currently depleted. Sylvia spins around. Her eyes cut toward me like a blade, held down by her bodyguards. You also have Rh null blood type. On the hospital bed, Leo weakly opens his eyes. The young master is anemic. Please, don't let him give me blood. Is now really the time for that? You're still worrying about him? Leo, how are you always so kind? Sylvia quickly takes his hand. Her voice softens beyond belief, like she is calming a frightened child. But when she turns to face me, her eyes go ice cold in an instant. Hold him down. I am shoved roughly onto the operating table. The cold metal presses against my back. I fight with everything I have. My legs kick over the instrument rack beside me. Equipment crashes to the floor. Hold him still, Sylvia barks. 3 or 4 bodyguards pin down my limbs. My hair is a mess. My suit tears in the struggle. Sylvia, I scream her name until my voice breaks. There is a desperation in it I have never felt before. You'll regret this. The one who should have regrets is you. Sylvia's smile is cold. She personally drives the needle into my vein. Blood flows through the tube in a steady, relentless stream. My consciousness begins to blur. In a daze, I am pulled back to that rainy night in my previous life. Blinding headlights, the shriek of brakes, and the cold, indifferent stares of Sylvia and the others from across the road. Only Luna, my lifelong rival, the girl I despised since childhood, comes stumbling through the rain toward me. She holds my broken, bloodied body in trembling arms. On the operating table, my tears mix with blood and bloom like pale, tragic flowers. Luna, when are you coming back? I miss you so much. My voice grows fainter and fainter until it disappears into the cold air. When I open my eyes, the harsh light makes me instinctively raise my arm to shield my face. The cluster of puncture marks on my arm is a silent reminder of what they did to me. Xavier, you're finally awake. Elena is the first to rush to my bedside. Those eyes, always so full of warmth and longing, are now brimming with worry. She reaches out to touch my face. I instinctively turn away. Sorry, we were too late to stop it. Serena's voice drips with softness. Sylvia went way too far. How could she force you to give blood like that? Ava hands me a cup of warm water. Get some rest. We're going to confront Sylvia right now. I watch their clumsy performance. My throat is dry. I know this scene too well. In my previous life, every time Sylvia shut me out, these 3 would appear without fail. They would fill the emptiness with sweet words. And then, they would find some excuse to leave and go be with Leo. Don't bother, I say, my voice ragged. I want to be alone. The 3 exchange a look. Elena is the first to stand. Then rest for now, we'll be right back. They leave in a hurry. The door doesn't even close all the way. I stare at the gap and catch their hushed voices in the corridor. Has Leo woken up yet? Sylvia is guarding him. Won't let anyone in. Let's go grab dessert from his favorite place first. The moment the door clicks shut, I laugh until tears run down my face. I am so tired. Too tired to even find the strength to expose their lies. In the days that follow, I lie in the ward alone. Every time the nurse comes to change my dressings, she looks at me like she wants to say something, then just sighs. Your friends didn't come again today? I shake my head. My gaze drifts to the bunch of lilies on the bedside table, already wilting. Elena sent them 3 days ago. The petals are yellowing at the edges, curling inward. They look exactly like the concern those women pretend to feel. My phone buzzes. A message from Serena. Xavier, something urgent has come up at the company. We have to go abroad for a bit. We've arranged the best caregiver to look after you. Don't worry. Then Ava. We'll bring you back a gift. Then Elena. Rest up. When we're back, we'll take you to that French restaurant you love. I toss my phone aside. I don't care if they come or not. What I can't stand is the caregivers they hired. Clumsy and careless beyond belief. Boiling water gets spilled on my hand. Blood backs up into the foretube and no one notices. When they change my dressings, they rip the gauze hard enough to make me flinch. In the end, my wounds don't heal. Instead, I gain new burns and fresh bruises. I'm checking out. I finally reach my limit. Against all protests, I signed my own discharge papers. At the same time, Elena, Serena, and Ava wrap up their so-called company business and arrive just in time to escort me out. As we pass the very important person ward, a tender exchange drifts through the half-open door. One more sip. Sylvia's voice is all warmth. The doctor said you need more nutrition. My steps slow. Through the crack, I see Sylvia carefully spooning soup into Leo's mouth. Her long, slender fingers move with the gentleness of someone handling something that could shatter. A passing nurse whispers to a colleague. She hasn't left his side in days. Even skipped company meetings. Now that's devotion. My fingers tighten on the hem of my jacket without thinking. Elena steps forward immediately. Her beautiful face fills with sympathy. Don't be sad. Sylvia doesn't know what she has. But we like you. Serena's voice is soft. At the birthday banquet you can choose one of us three. Ava leans in as well. We'll treat you right. We promise. I give a quiet smile, but my eyes are ice cold. I don't want to choose. I lift my gaze slowly. Each word lands deliberately. None of you. Not a single one. The three exchange a glance. Identical indulgent smiles tug at their lips. They clearly think this is just a boy throwing a little tantrum. Ava suddenly leans forward. How about this, Xavier? The weather is so nice today. Why don't we go to the Royal Equestrian Club to clear your head? I shake my head without feeling. I don't want to go. Don't be like that. Fresh air is good for your recovery. Elena takes my arm and steers me toward the car. Come on. The Royal Equestrian Club is lush and green. A breeze carries the scent of fresh grass, but all I feel is a bone-deep chill. Xavier, go pick a horse and ride, Serena says, handing me a helmet. We'll go get some refreshments ready. I take it without feeling. I pick a gentle mare without thinking. Right now I just want to get away from these people who suffocate me. The horse breaks into a light trot. The breeze brushes past me, and for a moment I can almost forget. But just as I let my guard down, a commotion erupts in the distance. Hundreds of horses come pouring out of nowhere, stampeding straight toward me. I yank my horse around in a panic, but it is too late. I pull at the reins with everything I have. The terrified mare won't respond. In the chaos I am thrown from the saddle and slam into the ground. The first hoof comes down on my lower leg. I hear the crack of bone, then the second hoof, the third. I curl into myself on the grass as blood slowly soaks the green beneath me. In the last moment before everything goes dark, I barely make out three figures standing in the distance, watching without moving. When I wake again, the harsh white light makes me squint. My entire body is wrapped in bandages. Even the smallest movement tears through me like fire. Outside the door, Sylvia's cold voice drifts in. I hold my breath. You went too far. I only told him to give Leo a little blood, but you went ahead and bribed the caregivers to torture him, and then you deliberately released hundreds of horses and had him trampled like this. He has compound fractures all over his body. He almost didn't make it. Who told him to mess with Leo? Ava's voice is light and careless in a way that turns my stomach. This was just a small lesson. Pretending to like him every single day makes me sick. Elena's words drive into my chest like a poisoned blade. If it weren't for Leo, who would bother playing this kind of game with him? I clamp down on my lower lip, hard, until I taste blood. So it was them all along. The scalding water, the backed up fourth, even the stampede, every single one of it planned, all to avenge Leo. I don't understand. Even if they don't love me, we grew up together. They used to ruffle my hair and call me their little Xavier. They used to stay at my bedside through the night when I was sick. They used to pour their hearts into planning surprises for my birthday. And now, for a man they have known only a few months, they have torn me apart. I want to burst through that door and demand answers. I want to scream until my throat gives out. But the pain crashes over me like a wave. I sink back into darkness. When I open my eyes again, I have no idea how much time has passed. The room is empty. Only the glow of my phone screen. 3 unread messages. Xavier, we're so sorry. We were careless. We failed to protect you. We're too ashamed to face you. We've already flown abroad overnight to get you something to make it up to you. Rest and recover. Wait for us. Tell us whatever you want and we'll bring it back. I set the phone down. I feel nothing. I don't even have the energy left to feel hurt. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear another word of their hollow concern. I just want to lie here alone and heal. But that day, the door is pushed open. Leo walks in, dress shoes clicking against the floor. He looks perfectly healthy. A stark contrast to me, wrapped head to toe in bandages. Heard you're hurt pretty badly. His cheerful voice makes no effort to hide the cruelty beneath it. Sylvia has been by my side every single day, hand-feeding me, coaxing me to sleep. He tilts his head with that practiced look of innocence. And here you are, not a single person coming to visit. How sad. I turn away. I can't stand to look at him. Need me to help you with anything? Leo suddenly reaches out and presses hard on my fractured leg. The agony makes me shove him away before I can think. He stumbles and drops to the floor. You dare push me? He gets to his feet. He brushes himself off. Sylvia treats me like I'm the most precious thing in the world. She holds me like I might break. Keeps me close like I might dissolve. And you have the nerve to treat me like this? Just wait. He shoots me one last glare, then he slams the door on his way out. My chest tightens. A bad feeling settles over me. Sure enough, less than 10 minutes later, Sylvia arrives. Her eyes are red. Her hands close around my throat. Leo came to check on you, out of the kindness of his heart, and you sent thugs after him? My pupils shrink. I didn't. Don't you dare deny it. If I hadn't gotten there in time, he would have been hurt by you again. I know you like me, but I've said it more times than I can count. I do not like you. If you destroy Leo, I won't just fail to like you. I will hate you to my core. I cough violently. Tears blur my vision. I really didn't do anything. Sylvia suddenly smiles. That smile is cold enough to make my skin crawl. Fine. If you won't admit it, don't blame me for what comes next. She claps her hands. 5 large men walk in. My pupils contract. Sylvia, what are you doing? Sylvia looks at me without warmth. You dared to hurt Leo. I try to pull myself out of bed, but my shattered bones won't let me move. Have you lost your mind? This will destroy the partnership between our 2 families. For Leo, what does it matter if I make an enemy of the C family? Sylvia turns to leave. Are you really going to do this to me? I scream, breaking apart. Sylvia pauses and looks back. Since you're scared, I'll give you a chance. Promise me you won't choose me as your bride on your birthday, and I'll let you go today. My voice is raw. I was never going to choose you. I wouldn't choose you out of anyone. Sylvia's expression shifts. Not choose me? You expect me to believe that? She laughs coldly. You've been following me around since we were children. You've liked me for years. Since you're so determined to be stubborn, don't blame me for being cruel. The door clicks shut. 5 men close in around me. I close my eyes in despair. The sound of tearing fabric fills my ears. No! Get away from me! Let go! 5 men grin and pin me down. Every bone in my body is broken. I have no strength left to fight. The man in front grins wide. There's nowhere to run. Tonight we're going to take very good care of you. I bite down on my lip with everything I have. The taste of blood spreads through my mouth. I cannot die here. I cannot let these animals destroy me. The next second, I shove the nearest man with every last shred of strength I have and hurl myself at the window. The glass shatters on impact. Ice-cold wind screams into the room. I fall hard from the 2nd floor. My right leg explodes with agony, but I can't afford to stop. I drag my broken leg and run with everything I have. Behind me, furious shouts. Terrified of being caught, I push myself to my absolute limit, stumbling forward. But the next second, blinding headlights cut straight toward me. A sports car going the wrong way slams into me. My body flies through the air. I crash back to the ground. Blood spreads instantly beneath me. I lie in it, consciousness fading, ears ringing. I hear a car door open, then footsteps. Elena, that was brutal, Serena's voice. Sylvia already sent men to assault him, and now you run him over with your car? Elena laughs coldly. If he hadn't run, I wouldn't have had to. Who told him to try and escape? Too bad he's hard to kill. Somehow he's still alive. Ava says, if he were dead, the 3 of us could stop putting on this act for him. We could just stay by Leo's side forever. An invisible hand seizes my heart. The pain is almost suffocating. They really want me dead. When I wake again, I am lying in a hospital bed, wrapped entirely in bandages. Like a mummy. Elena is the first to lean in close. Xavier, you're finally awake. We're so sorry. We were rushing to get back to you and we didn't see clearly. We accidentally hit you with a car. Serena takes my hand. Her voice is gentle. We also heard about what happened with Leo at the hospital. Ava sighs. But we know he must have framed you. I watch them in silence. My eyes are completely dead. Elena pats my arm softly. Rest up. We're going to go negotiate with Sylvia. This time we will get justice for you. They turn and leave. I close my eyes. A self-mocking smile pulls at my lips. This time my injuries are serious. I stay in the hospital for a full 2 weeks. On the day I am discharged, Elena, Serena, Ava come in person to take me home. But when I am brought back to my villa, I find Sylvia and Leo standing in my living room. What are you doing here? I ask coldly. Sylvia looks up. Her eyes are as cold as if she is looking at a stranger. I brought Leo to collect his things. He won't be staying here anymore. Why? I pull at the corner of my mouth to speak, and the movement pulls at my wounds. I hiss through my teeth, afraid I'll hurt him again. Now you understand. Sylvia's smile is cold. If he keeps living here, one day he might not make it out alive. I clench my fist until my nails dig into my palm. They are all blind. Not one of them can see who is actually hurting whom. Sylvia, I'm done packing. Leo suddenly comes over, eyes red. His voice breaks. But my trophy is missing. What trophy? Sylvia frowns. The one I won at the piano competition, Leo says, biting his lip, tears on the verge of falling. It's the only trophy I've ever won. Sylvia's eyes go cold. She looks straight at me. Hand it over. I scoff. I didn't take it. Leo turns to me with wounded eyes. The young master has had everything since childhood. You don't need my trophy. Why can't you just give it back? Elena pretends not to understand. Xavier said he didn't take it, so he didn't take it. Why keep pushing? Serena and Ava chime in. Exactly. It's just a trophy. Sylvia lets out a cold laugh. She pulls out her phone. Get in here. A dozen bodyguards flood into the villa in seconds. Tear it apart. Don't stop until you find that trophy. Sylvia, you're going too far. Elena steps forward to block them. Sylvia narrows her eyes. Oh, you want to take his side? Fine. Then come race me right now. If I win, you stay out of it. If I lose, I'll take Leo and leave immediately. The 3 exchange a glance and finally nod. I stand to the side and watch this farce play out. I know better than anyone. Elena is a top-level driver. She has never lost a single race. And yet, the result is interesting. Elena's team loses. I watch them step out of their cars with exaggerated looks of dismay. It is almost laughable. What a performance. Sylvia walks back into the villa and waves a hand with sharp finality. Turn this place inside out until you find that trophy. The bodyguards pour in. In just a few minutes, the entire villa is reduced to rubble. I watch it all without expression. Every broken object looks just like my shattered dignity, impossible to put back together. Found it! A bodyguard shouts from upstairs. He comes running down holding the gold-plated trophy. Sylvia takes it, then leads Leo out with satisfaction. At the door, Leo glances back at me. A smile of pure victory tugs at his lips. Elena steps toward me, her voice soft. Xavier, don't be upset. We'll have an identical villa rebuilt for you someday. That's right. Everything they destroyed, we'll replace it all brand new. Serena and Ava join in. I look at them, and suddenly laugh. The laugh carries something impossible to name. Doesn't it get exhausting, pretending like this? The three freeze. What? I say nothing more. I turn and leave. I move into a new villa on the outskirts of the city and shut myself inside day after day. I wait for Luna to return. It isn't until the eve of my birthday that I finally step outside, heading to the most exclusive tailor in the city. The moment I walk in, I see Leo. We both notice the same suit at the same time. I'll take this one, I say flatly. The sales clerk recognizes me immediately. He beams with practiced flattery. Young Master Z has excellent taste. This suit is a global limited edition. Only someone of your standing could truly wear it. I let my gaze drift to Leo with open contempt. As for some people, perhaps look at something else. A couture piece like this isn't meant for commoners. Leo's eyes go red. He pulls out his phone at once. Sylvia, come quickly, he's bullying me again. My chest tightens. I know immediately that something is wrong. I don't even stop to change. I turn and run for the exit, but the moment I reach the parking lot, a blow hits the back of my head. Everything goes black. I lose consciousness completely. When it slowly comes back, I find myself hanging from the exterior wall of a building, 69 floors up. The wind cuts like a blade and shocks me awake. Sylvia's cold voice comes from above. I force my head up. I meet the eyes that once captivated me. Now there is nothing in them but bone-deep cold. She is the one who stripped me. She is the one who hung me here. My pupils contract violently. An invisible hand closes around my heart and squeezes. Before I can say a word, Sylvia leans down and grips my chin. You love taking things from Leo, don't you? Then remember this lesson well. Next time you think about taking something from him, ask yourself first, can you afford the consequences? She releases me and turns away without a single extra glance. Her footsteps fade down the corridor. Then faintly voices from the stairwell. He dares compete with Leo. He needs to learn his place. Elena's cold voice carries a cruelty that makes my skin crawl. Serena adjusts her glasses. Come back for him in an hour, she says lightly. Ava laughs along. Why not leave him up there for a whole day? He won't die. It gives us time to go pick a new suit for Leo. Their footsteps fade away, leaving me alone dangling 69 floors above the ground. The wind is merciless. My whole body shakes. I clench my jaw as hard as I can, but the tears come anyway. Why are they doing this to me? I used to tell myself that even if they didn't love me, at least there would be something left of the bond we built growing up together. But now I see. They treat me worse than a stranger. The next morning, early commuters walk by and stop to point up at me, buzzing with gossip. Oh my God, isn't that the young master of the Z family? Why is he hanging up there like that, and dressed like that? How humiliating. I look down at the crowd below, tiny as ants. The shame burns so hot I feel like I could die from it. Part of me wants to just let go of the rope. But just then, Elena, Serena, and Ava finally arrive, fashionably late. Xavier, we're so sorry. We only just found out Sylvia had you tied up here. Serena quickly strips off her jacket and drapes it over my trembling shoulders. Don't be scared. We're taking you home. Ava crouches beside me. We're sorry. We promise. We will never let you be hurt like this again. I slowly lift my head, look at their false faces, and laugh. All three of them freeze. I push them away and force myself upright. Wasn't it you three who gave me every single one of these wounds? Their expressions shift, but they quickly smooth their faces back into softness. Xavier, you misunderstand. We really didn't know. I don't want to hear it. I turn and walk away. The night before my birthday, they show up at my door again. Elena leans against the doorframe, eyes burning with certainty. Tomorrow you're going to choose Sylvia, right? I look at them without expression. I said I'm not choosing her. Serena sighs. Stop being stubborn. If Sylvia turns you down, don't worry. You still have us. Ava takes a step forward, her voice dropping. Exactly. We love you so much. Why do you keep fixating on Sylvia? Why can't you see what's right in front of you? What makes them think I would ever choose between them? I turn around. My eyes are perfectly calm. Don't worry, I'm not choosing any of you. The three exchange a glance. They clearly don't take me seriously. They leave soon after. But not long after that, Sylvia arrives. I know you're going to choose me tomorrow. Fine. But you have to promise me you will never hurt Leo again. I cut her off. I'm not choosing you. Sylvia scoffs. You expect me to believe that? She doesn't bother saying more. She turns and leaves. I close my eyes exhausted. Then my phone rings and shatters the quiet. My mother's voice comes through. Xavier, we've spoken to Luna. She'll be at the venue on time tomorrow. Are you absolutely sure about this? I tighten my grip on the phone. My fingertips tremble slightly. I'm sure. My birthday arrives. The banquet hall is breathtaking. Crystal chandeliers scattering light in every direction. The moment I walk in, the three women surround me at once. Elena's gaze is burning. Her voice drops low. Xavier, you look so good tonight. I can't take my eyes off you. This suit was made for you. Serena smiles warmly. Happy birthday. Ava hands me a glass of champagne. I am about to speak when a strange silence falls over the room. I look up. Sylvia walks in with Leo on her arm, and Leo is wearing an exact copy of my suit. The hall erupts. Elena, Serena, and Ava go pale. Xavier, something came up. We'll come find you in a bit. They scatter. I stand where I am, heart sinking. Sylvia walks straight toward me. Her voice cuts like ice. Xavier, see. Either you go change right now, or I will strip that suit off you myself. I clench my fist and don't move a muscle. Sylvia's patience runs out. She raises her hand. Get him. Take him to change. Two bodyguards step forward and drag me out by force. 10 minutes later, I reappear in the hall wearing a plain short-sleeved shirt. My face is white as paper. The ceremony begins. The host smiles and turns to me. Young Master Z, who will you be choosing as your bride today? I draw a slow breath. Give it a moment. Elena frowns. Xavier, who are you waiting for? Just then, the doors of the banquet hall swing open. My parents walk in, and behind them, a tall woman. She wears a beautifully tailored gown and carries herself with a presence so commanding it is almost suffocating. She is finally back. My eyes sting instantly. My vision blurs. I walk toward her without a moment's hesitation. My voice breaks but holds firm. I choose her. The hall erupts. Everyone here knows that Luna and I have been at each other's throats since childhood. Every time we meet, we fight. No one could have guessed the person I was waiting for was her. Sylvia's face goes livid. She strides forward. Xavier, see, what do you think you're doing? I don't even look at her. My eyes stay locked on Luna. Luna stands a few steps away, looking completely indifferent, but I catch her gaze flicking quickly between me and Sylvia. I said I choose her. I raise my hand and point directly at Luna. The words land like a bomb. The hall explodes with noise. Aren't they enemies? Oh my god! Sylvia's expression is murderous. She grabs my wrist. Are you out of your mind? Do you even know what you're saying? I shake her off without warmth. I'm perfectly clear-headed. Sylvia's words come out through clenched teeth. That's impossible. You clearly... I cut her off. Clearly what? A mocking smile pulls at my lips. I clearly chased you for 20 years? Clearly couldn't live without you. Is that what you were going to say? I shake my head slowly. Sylvia, you think far too highly of yourself. It hits her like a physical blow. She staggers back a step. She has never seen me like this, eyes cold, voice sharp like a completely different person. The hall falls into an eerie silence again. Every eye in the room shifts to Luna, waiting. She walks over to me at an unhurried pace and looks me up and down like she is trying to see straight through me. Young Master Z, she laughs coldly. Don't try the same tricks on me that you use on them. I hold her gaze without flinching. I'm not playing any tricks. Our eyes lock. The guests around us hold their breath, terrified of missing a single detail. Just then, Leo pushes his way to Sylvia's side. He tugs weakly at her sleeve. Sylvia, is the young master just throwing a tantrum? This is all my fault. I shouldn't have come. Sylvia immediately wraps an arm around his shoulders. This is not your fault. She turns to me, fury blazing in her eyes. Is humiliating me really what you want? I watch them and feel nothing. I'm not humiliating anyone. I'm simply making a choice. Luna suddenly lets out a quiet laugh, breaking the tension. She turns to Sylvia. He chose me. Do you have a problem with that? The words come out effortlessly, but carrying an authority that leaves no room for argument. Sylvia's face twists. Luna, don't get too pleased with yourself. Xavier is just confused for a moment. He doesn't love you at all. Luna shrugs. So what? It's just an engagement. Love isn't a requirement. The words hit me like a cold fist against my chest. I know Luna is saying it deliberately, but the indifference in it still stings. Sylvia opens her mouth to say more, but my father steps forward. That's enough. Xavier has made his choice. Tonight's ceremony is now concluded. He looks around the room. Thank you all for being here. Please enjoy the evening. The guests disperse, though the whispers never quite stop. I watch Sylvia storm out and see the complicated look in Elena, Serena, and Ava's eyes. I finally breathe. I turn to Luna, only to find she is already turning to leave. Wait. I hurry after her. Can we talk? I reach out to catch her sleeve, but she steps aside smoothly. There's nothing to talk about. Luna finally turns to face me. Her eyes are cold. I don't know what game you're playing. I want no part of it. It's not a game, I say urgently. I mean every word. Luna stares at me for a long moment, then suddenly reaches out and takes my chin in her hand. Xavier Z, you chased Sylvia for 20 years. Now you suddenly want to marry me. And you expect me to believe that? My lashes tremble. This is too close. Close enough that I can see my own reflection in her eyes. It's all right if you don't believe me. Just give me one chance. Luna releases me. Why? Because... I bite my lip. I can't tell her the truth, that I have lived this life before, because I finally see clearly who deserves it. Something flickers in Luna's eyes, but it disappears just as fast, replaced by indifference. She turns to leave. She leaves only one sentence behind. Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Jiang Group headquarters. I stand where I am and watch her figure disappear at the end of the corridor. A smile finds its way to my lips without me noticing. This is better than I dared to hope. At least she is willing to give me a chance. In the far corner of the hall, Leo stares in my direction. The hatred in his eyes is so thick it is almost solid. He leans close to Sylvia and murmurs, "The young master must have been threatened by Luna. We can't just let this happen." Sylvia's fist closes tight. A cold, calculating look crosses her eyes. Don't worry, I won't let them have what they want. My engagement to Luna lands like a bomb in the elite circles of Jiang Bai. The other 4 families all send people to dig into her background, desperate to understand why I would suddenly choose my lifelong rival. But Luna's background is like a wall without a single crack. What surfaces on paper is a quietly enormous empire based in Switzerland, deep ties with multiple European financial groups, and connections to certain forces that no one dares name out loud. How is she this powerful? Sylvia slams the report onto the table. She's just a spoiled kid I pushed around my whole life. What gives her the right? Elena thinks it over and finally says, maybe we never really knew her at all. Meanwhile, Leo seethes. He worked so hard to steal Sylvia and the others away, all just to watch Xavier break down and cry, not to watch him stand tall and unmoved. He breathes slowly and forces the fury back down. He makes a call. The next day, I step into my usual private club, when soft, breathless sounds drift from the end of the hallway. Sylvia. Not here. Leo's voice is slick and deliberate, edged with practiced vulnerability. My step slow. I see Sylvia pressing Leo against the wall. They kiss without any care for who might be watching. Leo catches me in the corner of his eye and deliberately raises his voice. Sylvia. The young master will be heartbroken if he sees us like this. Sylvia just laughs with cold disdain. Did he think about how heartbroken I'd be when he chose Luna? I stand and watch in silence. In my previous life, a scene like this would have destroyed me. Now I just find it pathetic. I turn to leave, and walk straight into someone at the corner of the hallway. Luna stares at me with dark, unreadable eyes. Seen enough? I raise an eyebrow. Are you following me? Luna doesn't answer. Her gaze drifts to the two of them. Before I can say anything else, she grabs a wine bottle off a passing server's tray and walks straight toward Leo. She tips the entire bottle over his head. Leo leaps back with a shriek. Luna, are you insane? Sylvia is absolutely furious. How dare you? Luna doesn't bother looking at either of them. She grabs my arm and pulls me away. Her black car tears through the night. The tension inside the car is suffocating. I glance at Luna in the driver's seat. Are you angry? Luna says nothing. The car accelerates sharply. I say lightly, is it because I went to see Sylvia? The tires screech. The car stops hard at the side of the road. Luna turns to look at me, her eyes dark in a way that sends a chill down my spine. I'm asking you one more time. Why are you marrying me? If it's to make Sylvia jealous, congratulations, it worked. But don't you dare use me as a chess piece. I hold her gaze in silence. Then I reach out and gently touch her face. Luna goes completely still. The fierce edge she carries softens in an instant. I smile and trace my fingertips slowly along her brow. Luna, are you jealous? The words have barely left my mouth. Luna grabs my wrist. Don't push me. Her breath is right there, carrying the scent of red wine and something dangerously close. I tilt my head, a small smile on my lips. And what if I said I was going to anyway? Luna stares at me for a long moment. Then she releases me with a cold laugh. What do you want? You don't even realize you have a fever. Her thumb brushes across my forehead and finds it burning. Only then do I notice the dizziness creeping in. Luna in front of me doubles into two blurry figures. I reach for her sleeve without thinking, but she catches my wrist first. Stop moving. The car starts again. She drives toward the nearest private hospital. I lean back in my seat, consciousness fading. Through the haze, I can just barely hear Luna on the phone, arranging fever medication and an IV drip. The neon lights outside the window blur into streams of color. I suddenly remember that rainy night in my previous life, my body just as cold, lying in a pool of blood, and Luna holding me, her voice shaking as she called my name. Then a sound in the present pulls me back. Luna has already parked. She frowns at me. Can you walk? I want to say I'm fine, but the moment I move, my vision goes dark. The next second, someone steadies me. The faint scent of pine resin from Luna washes over me completely. She mutters quietly, "What a nuisance," and then pulls me closer. In the very important person ward, the doctor pushes up his glasses. Temperature is at 102.2. He needs to stay for observation. Then, he hesitates and glances at Luna. Luna understands immediately. She follows him out to the corridor. The puncture marks on young Master C's arm are very recent, the doctor says. They look consistent with a forced blood draw. The doctor lowers his voice. And there are multiple bruises and soft tissue injuries across his body. These also appear to be recent. Something isn't right. Luna's eyes go cold in an instant. When she returns to the ward, I have already slipped into a half-conscious state. The nurse is setting up the fourth the moment the needle goes in. My body flinches without me meaning it to. Luna stands at the bedside. Her gaze falls on my bare arm, covered in marks. Her knuckles tighten with a sharp crack. Then I murmur in my sleep, "Sylvia, why?" Luna's expression closes off again. She turns to leave, but a burning hand catches hers. My voice is barely a whisper. "Luna, don't go." Her steps stop. Moonlight slips through the gap in the curtains and falls across my sweat-damp forehead. Luna watches in silence for a long time. In the end, she sits back down in the chair beside the bed. When I open my eyes again, Luna is right there, close and a little tired. My throat is raw. I'm about to say something when Luna's expression settles back into its usual coolness. "Your fever broke." Only then do I notice I am in a hospital bed, a cup of warm water sitting on the bedside table. My eyes suddenly sting. In my previous life, when I was at my sickest, Sylvia was busy keeping Leo company. She never once sent even a single message to check on me. "Thank you," I say quietly. Luna pauses in the middle of fastening her cuff button. "No need. While the engagement stands, it's my responsibility to keep you healthy." I smile a little. I don't call out the contradiction between her words and her actions. "Luna, I had a dream. Everyone abandoned me." She looks at me. "Did the fever fry your brain? What kind of thing is that to, Her words are cut off. "Because in the dream you came. Only you." The air goes very still. For just a moment, something shifts in Luna's expression, but it is gone just as fast. She picks up her jacket and heads for the door. Then her hand closes around the door handle, and she stops. "How did you get those injuries on your arm?" I look up and give a pale smile. "Would you believe me if I said Sylvia had my blood forcibly drawn for Leo?" Luna's back goes rigid. The ward is completely quiet. "Idiot," she says suddenly. I blink. "What?" Luna repeats it word by word. "I said you are a complete and utter idiot, letting someone drain your blood without fighting back, getting pushed around and not pushing back." She laughs coldly and taps the puncture marks on my arm. "What else would you call that?" My fingers tremble with irritation. I am about to argue, but she cuts me off. "Lie down and rest properly." With one hand on my shoulder, she presses me back against the pillow with a firmness that allows no argument. Her palm is warm. The heat seeps through the thin hospital gown. I look up at her. There is something churning in her eyes that I can't quite read. She lets go. She turns and picks up her jacket. "I'll handle this." The door closes with a soft click, but it sends my heart thudding hard. Half an hour later, in the top floor office of Jiang Group headquarters, Luna drops a stack of documents onto the desk. Is everything confirmed? Her assistant, Ethan, adjusts his glasses. Sylvia did indeed invoke a medical emergency last month to requisition rhodium-negative blood from the central hospital. The timing matches the puncture marks on young Master C's arm exactly. Luna's eyes go cold in an instant. Ethan continues. There's more. Elena, Serena, and Ava have all been in frequent contact with the manager of the equestrian club recently. Before young Master C's fall, security footage caught their people tampering with the feed in the stables. The pen in Luna's fingers snaps in two. Her phone buzzes with a notification. Exclusive. Z family's young master seduces Jiang Group heir to take revenge on ex-lover. The photo attached is the moment Xavier and Luna locked eyes at the banquet. It has been manipulated to look suggestive. Luna laughs coldly and dials the PR department. 3 things. First, sue every outlet that published this. Second, prepare a press conference. Third, she pauses, eyes drifting to the window, release everything I had you collect. That afternoon, Jingbei's elite circles erupt. Luna makes a rare appearance at the press conference. Reporters clamor to speculate about her relationship with me. Luna's voice is quiet but lands like iron. My personal affairs are none of anyone's business. Immediately after, Jiang Group officially releases a series of documents. The originals of Leo's forged academic credentials, bank transfer records showing he siphoned funds from the Tsai family for personal gain, and even private recordings of Leo verbally abusing Sylvia. Public opinion flips instantly. I lie back against the hospital bed and watch the notifications flood my phone. A small smile on my lips. The ward door opens. Luna walks in and drops an even thicker file into my lap. Getting pushed around in silence? Since when did the young master of the C family become so spineless? I open the file. Inside is even more detailed evidence against Leo. Compromising photos with a former girlfriend and documented proof of enormous gambling debts. I look up. A gleam of mischief flashes in my eyes. Is the CEO of Jiang Group teaching me how to take revenge? Luna looks down at me. Are you going to learn? I laugh and pick up my phone. I anonymously post the most damning pieces across every major platform. Less than an hour later, the top trending topic is, Leo Zhou needs to get out of elite society. In the Lin family boardroom, Sylvia smashes a tablet against the floor. That filthy Xavier. How dare he frame Leo? Elena frowns at the trending topics. This evidence doesn't look fabricated. Before she can finish, Sylvia grabs her by the collar. Shut up. Leo is being framed. This is Xavier and Luna working together. Ava speaks up. Luna has apparently been planning to acquire a plot of land in the Western District. The three exchange a glance. They understand each other instantly. Serena pushes up her glasses. Since they want to play dirty, don't blame us for doing the same. That night, the Lin, Yi, Song, and An families simultaneously announced the termination of all business dealings with Jiang Group. Word spreads that the 4 families are also coordinating with banks to freeze Luna's liquid assets. When I hear the news, Luna is in her study on a video call. I carry in a cup of coffee and hear her calmly instructing her team to sell off their European bond holdings, pull the capital back, whatever the cost. When the screen goes dark, the room falls into a terrible quiet. I set the coffee in front of her. Does Jiang Group need the C family's help? Luna looks up at me. How exactly are you planning to help? I say quietly. I have 3 mining assets in my name. They can be liquidated immediately. Luna hears this and suddenly laughs. Do you understand what that means? Her gaze cuts straight into mine like a blade. I raise an eyebrow. My fingertip taps lightly on the rim of the coffee cup. What does it mean? Luna speaks slowly and deliberately. It means that from this day forward, the Z family and the Jiang family will be completely bound together. If this is just about going after Sylvia, there's no reason to go this far. I almost laugh out of sheer disbelief. I am offering the most valuable assets in my name, and Luna is still questioning my motives. But my silence in that moment seems to give her the wrong idea. Her eyes go cold. I don't need your charity. Charity? I stand up, I press a document flat against her chest. Is the CEO of Jiang Group really selling herself this short? Luna catches the file before it falls. She opens to the first page and goes still. It is a transfer agreement for 3 of the C family's diamond mines in Africa. My personal seal is already stamped on every page. I don't wait for her response. I turn toward the door. This isn't charity, it's trust. My hand rests on the door handle. I look back. I imitate the tone she used in the hospital ward. You wouldn't let me lose, would you? Luna stares at me for 2 full seconds. Then she lets out a short, surprised laugh. Of course not! After the door closes, the study falls quiet again. Luna sits in her chair without moving for a long time. She goes through the file carefully. Every page is signed in my name. Even the notary stamps are in place. This was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. This was planned in advance. Her phone buzzes. A message from Ethan. The 4 families have united. They will file to freeze our liquid assets tomorrow. Luna's eyes land on the valuation figure on the last page of the file. It is enough to cover every gap in Jiang Group's current finances. She walks to the floor-to-ceiling window. The city blazes with light in the dark. A year ago, when she left Jingbei, I was still chasing Sylvia. The person I am now makes no sense. She dials a number. Reinvestigate everything Xavier C has done in the past 6 months. After hanging up, her fingers trace the edge of the file without her realizing it. Logic tells her this could very well be a trap. But when she thinks of my eyes in that moment, bright and steady when I said I trusted her, she just mutters a quiet curse under her breath. The next morning, the financial world shakes. At the very moment the 4 families and their banks move to freeze Jiang Group's assets, an unnamed financial group announces a $5 billion injection into Jiang Group, routed directly through the Xi Group's channels. The moment this news breaks, Sylvia explodes in the boardroom. Find out exactly what Xavier and Luna are doing. Meanwhile, I am sitting at complete ease in the president's office of Jiang Group, browsing this morning's financial news. Luna pushes the door open and walks in, a team of assistants carrying files behind her. Well, satisfied? I wave my phone. Impressive, CEO Jiang. You turned the four-family siege into a joke in a single day. The assistants take the cue and file out. Luna walks up to me and suddenly leans forward, hands planted on either side of my chair. Why? Those mines are the inheritance your mother left you. I tilt my head back slightly, because I believe you'll turn them into something worth far more. Luna's pupils contract slightly. Just then the office door is shoved open. Sylvia storms in furious and freezes when she sees the two of us. Luna, what is the meaning of this? I can feel Luna's body go taut. I laugh softly and ease her back. I straighten my clothes. Miss Lin, barging in without knocking is quite the habit. Sylvia's face goes white with rage. Xavier, do you really think she cares about you? Can't you see Luna is using you? She doesn't like you at all. Luna straightens up with unhurried calm. Did you come all the way here this early in the morning just to say that? Sylvia laughs coldly. You think winning this round means it's over? The real show hasn't even started. She turns and slams the door behind her. The office settles back into quiet. I notice Luna's gaze has not left my face. What? Has CEO Jiang been swayed by what Sylvia said? Luna suddenly reaches out. Her thumb brushes the corner of my mouth. You'd better hope I don't find out you're playing games. I catch her wrist. Luna, the one thing a gambler must never do is back out halfway. I bite gently down on her fingertip. And I never back out. That night, Luna goes to a private apartment. In her hands is a freshly delivered report. In the past 6 months, I have cut off nearly all contact with Sylvia. Instead, I have repeatedly sent people to find out Luna's whereabouts. Strangest of all, 3 months ago, I suddenly sold every gift Sylvia had ever given me. Every cent went into an anonymous fund. Luna stands at the window deep in thought. She keeps feeling like there is a key piece she is missing. Then her phone lights up. A message from me. There's an auction gala tomorrow. Come with me. Luna stares at the message. The corner of her mouth lifts without her meaning it to. But she catches herself and goes still again. She types back one word. Fine. Then she feeds the investigation report into the shredder. Whatever my motives are, she will get to the bottom of them. But before that, the glass in front of her reflects the small smile she can't quite suppress. I have just stepped out of Jiang Group's building, head down checking the mining transfer confirmation, when a pair of hands yanks my wrist. I look up. Leo's face is right in front of mine. Young Master Z, I know I've done wrong. Leo's voice shakes. He raises it deliberately so the passersby can hear. I should never have pursued Miss Lin after everything the C family did for me. Then he drops to his knees. Please, I beg you, show mercy and let me go. A crowd gathers instantly. I watch Leo's performance with cold eyes. He sobs. My grades were earned through genuine hard work. You can't use your power and wealth to bully people like us who have nothing. I let out a quiet, sharp laugh. Leo, you really are poor. I let my eyes sweep slowly over his head-to-toe designer outfit. Just not in the way you mean. Your mind is what's bankrupt. A wave of laughter breaks through the crowd. Several sharp-eyed office workers immediately recognize his outfit. Isn't that the new Chanel pre-fall collection? I just saw it in a magazine last week. And that watch, that's the Cartier Ballon Bleu series, isn't it? That bag is a Hermes Birkin. Leo's face drains of color. He frantically tries to hide his watch and accidentally drops his bag. Its contents spill across the pavement, all top-tier brands. I look down at him. I've supported many students, but you are the only one who ever bit the hand that fed him. I pull out my phone and tap a few times. Every sponsorship record is on the XIE Group's official website. Anyone can check. People in the crowd immediately start searching. Gasps ripple through the crowd. It's true. The XE family sponsors over 100 students every year. Check the trending topics. Someone just exposed that Leo's academic record belongs to someone else. You're behind. That's been trending for hours. I heard the student he replaced actually works nearby. Just then, a plainly dressed young man bursts through the crowd. Leo, do you remember me? The night 3 years ago when you stole my place at university? My mother nearly jumped off a building. His arm swings before he finishes speaking, an open-handed slap across Leo's face. Leo screams and strikes back. They collapse into each other fighting. I watch the scene with cold eyes, then turn and walk toward my car. I pull the door open. Sylvia's name flashes on my phone over and over. I answer. Her voice explodes through the speaker. Xavier Z, how dare you humiliate Leo in public? He's been through enough already. You have everything. Why do you have to? I hang up before she finishes and block her number without a second thought. Through the window, I watch the chaos in the plaza grow. Leo is a tearful, disheveled mess, crawling on the ground searching for his shoe. My phone keeps buzzing. Leo's fraudulent academic record hits the #1 trending spot. I scoff softly. Let's go, I tell the driver. We are barely 2 blocks away when my phone rings again. This time it's Luna. Her low voice comes through the line. Handled? I raise an eyebrow. CEO Jiang is very well informed. Luna seems to laugh quietly. The video is trending. Hard to pretend I missed it. A pause. Bankrupt mind. Young Master Xi's vocabulary is growing. I say, did CEO Jiang call specifically to say that? 2 seconds of silence on the other end. Then, Sylvia just froze 2 of your accounts in the Southern District. She moved fast this time. My fingertip taps slowly on the armrest. Doesn't matter. The important assets were moved long ago. A few seconds of silence. I'm about to ask something, when I hear something rare in her voice. A faint edge of something almost nervous. Remember to come home for dinner tonight. Late that night, Luna is jolted awake by a sound. Rapid, ragged breathing. She pushes open my bedroom door and finds me thrashing in the bed. My forehead is drenched in cold sweat. My lips tremble, breaking apart around fragments. No. Sylvia. The car. Blood. Luna frowns and steps closer, about to wake me. When she hears me murmur quietly, "Luna, don't look at me. I must look terrible right now." Her hand freezes in midair. Her pupils contract sharply. Nothing in her memory corresponds to this moment, but the words are too specific, too vivid, like someone describing something that actually happened. The next morning, Luna sits in her study. A thick stack of investigation reports is spread out before her. Ethan pushes up his glasses. We have a full picture now. Young Master Z's behavior over the past 6 months is completely unlike who he was before. Most strangely, he withdrew every investment he had in Sylvia the day before her staged death was supposed to take place. Luna's eyes darken. Continue. Ethan pulls out a medical record. There's more. 3 months ago, young Master Z ran a fever of 104. The first thing he did after waking up was send someone to Switzerland to find you. Luna's knuckles knock against the desk, the rhythm picking up speed. Every piece of evidence points toward an impossible conclusion. The Xavier of today seems to be able to see the future. She closes the file. Look into the background of that anonymous fund in my name. At a charity gala that evening, Luna enters on my arm in a floor-length gown. I notice immediately that she is unusually quiet tonight. Her fingertip drifts to the rim of her glass without her realizing, her habit when she is deep in thought. I ask softly, "Something on your mind?" Luna suddenly looks at me. "Do you remember the bet we made when we were 10? I answer without thinking. "You lost and promised to wear a skirt to school. Your dad was so furious you couldn't get out of bed for 3 days. I add with a laugh, "The silver ring I gave you was the prize." Luna's expression shifts slightly. Then she asks, "Do you know why I went abroad?" "Because a year ago I told you I never wanted to see you, but actually you left because—" The words die in my throat. Luna's eyes have gone sharp as a blade. She sets down her glass. Her voice drops so low only I can hear. "Xavier C. I have never told anyone the real reason I left. Who are you, really?" On the terrace, night wind carries the scent of flowers. For the first time since I was reborn, I feel genuinely unsteady. Luna stands in the shadow. Moonlight falls on only half her face. She looks more severe than ever. I take a slow breath. "Would you believe me if I told you I've died once?" In the 20 minutes that follow, I tell her everything. The betrayal, the suffering, the death. When I reach the night of the accident, my voice starts to tremble without my meaning it to. All 4 of them stood on the other side of the road and watched me bleed out. Luna's expression moves from shock to something harder to name. When I tell her that she was the one who came for my body, her knuckles go white from gripping too hard. Silence stretches between us. Luna's voice is ice cold. "So you chose me out of guilt. You saw me collect your body and decided to compensate me for it." I look up sharply. "No, I genuinely—" Luna cuts me off. "Enough. I need to think carefully about what this is between us." She turns and walks toward the door. "Don't come to find me for a while." And then I am alone on the terrace. I should have seen this coming. Someone as proud as Luna. How could she ever accept a feeling that began with guilt? Laughter drifts out from inside the hall. Sylvia's smug voice cuts through it all. "Looks like CEO Jiang and the young master have fallen out." I wipe the moisture from the corner of my eye and straighten my spine. Just as I am about to leave, my phone buzzes. "The 3 mining assets in your name have been returned." Then from an unknown number, "We're even." My steps stop. What does that mean? The money is settled, and the next step is to settle things between us two? In Luna's private wine cellar, she has already worked through half a bottle of Macallan, and her throat still tastes bitter. Luna curses at nothing. Whether it is aimed at the Xavier from her previous life, or at herself for falling into the same trap again, she doesn't know. When the glass empties again, she laughs softly under her breath. How ironic. In this life, she had planned to keep quietly watching over me, waiting for the day I might turn around and finally see her. Now I have turned around, carrying guilt from a life she never lived. She mocks herself. "Luna Jiang, you really haven't grown at all." She tips her head back and drains the last glass. The glass hits the marble counter with a hard crack. Then a cool hand closes around her wrist. I am standing behind her. I have no idea when I got here. I have no shoes on. My bare feet press against the ice-cold floor. "How did you get in?" Her voice is rough beyond recognition. I hold up a key and give it a small shake. "Want it in a bet?" Luna suddenly remembers. She never got that spare key back. She turns her face away. "Come to watch me make a fool of myself?" I take the glass straight from her hand and tilt it back, drinking whatever is left. The burn of alcohol makes me wince, but I say it anyway. "I'm here to tell you, I didn't walk away from Sylvia because she betrayed me, and I didn't choose you out of guilt." My fingertip finds the old scar on her brow, the one we gave each other when we were 15. "It's because this time around I can finally see clearly who deserves it." The wine cellar falls completely silent, only the faint sound of 2 people breathing. Luna's throat moves. She wants to push me away. Her fingers close instead, curling around my wrist. Her voice is low. "Xavier, do you know why I didn't come to your birthday banquet?" I shake my head. Her voice stays low. "Because that year, when you were 22, I watched you walk toward Sylvia, and I told myself, if this is what you want, if it makes you happy, I will let go without a single regret." My tears fall without warning. They land on the back of her hand. Luna flinches like she's been burned and jolts to her feet, but I catch the hem of her jacket. "Luna, if in this life I had still chosen Sylvia, what would you have done?" Her jaw is clenched so tight it trembles. It takes a long time before she forces the words through her teeth. "I would keep watching, until you died in front of me again." The words pierce through the last wall standing between us. Luna grabs my hand and strides toward the stairs. My hand pulls against hers. "Let go of me." "Shut up." She kicks the bedroom door open, but the way she puts me down on the bed is gentle. "Your feet are bleeding." Only now do I realize I stepped on broken glass in the wine cellar. Luna disappears and comes back, dropping to one knee. She picks the glass fragments from my foot one by one with tweezers. When the alcohol swab touches the wound, I flinch. "Serves you right," she mutters, but her hands grow gentler. When she finishes bandaging, Luna stands to leave, and I wrap my arms around her from behind. The first day I was reborn, I went and bought a ticket to Switzerland. Luna goes completely still. I keep going. I waited at the airport for an entire day. The flight kept getting delayed and eventually canceled because of the weather, and I thought, I'll wait for you to come back. This time around, no matter what it takes, I'm holding on to you. Moonlight filters through the curtain. Luna slowly turns and cups my face in her hands. "Xavier, aren't you afraid that we'll end up in the same place again?" I lean down and press my lips to the corner of her mouth. "Then we'll find each other in the next one." The kiss is barely there, but it brings Luna's last wall down completely. When they finally part, I find our fingers laced together. I have no idea when it happened. In the pale light before dawn, I wake with Luna in my arms. She is deep asleep, the crease between her brows finally smooth. I quietly trace her face with my fingertip, from the sharp line of her brow to the proud bridge of her nose. My phone buzzes. A news alert. Lin Group suspected of financial fraud. Stock price collapses 50%. In the Lin Group boardroom, Sylvia hurls a tablet against the wall. "Who leaked the fraud report? Who?" The CFO opens his mouth carefully. "Miss Lin, the audit report confirms that 8 billion in funds are unaccounted for." Sylvia grabs him by the tie. "Shut your mouth. I pay you to solve problems, not create them." She turns to the legal team. "Sue Jiang Group for defamation immediately." The head of legal wipes sweat from his brow. "The evidence chain Luna released is too complete. It even includes secret recordings of our conversations with the bank." Sylvia goes very quiet. She releases him and walks slowly to the floor-to-ceiling window. Outside is Jingbei's most prosperous financial district. "Good," she says softly. "Very good." She laughs coldly. She dials a number. "Elena, activate Plan B." At the top floor of Jiang Group, I am leaning against Luna's desk, tapping at a line of data. They've dumped all their overseas assets overnight. Looks like they're going all in. Luna keeps signing documents without looking up. "The Lin and Jiang families both terminated 3 joint projects with us this morning." I laugh lightly. Ava is even more ruthless. She's trying to poach our entire chip research and development team. Luna finally looks up. A cold gleam crosses her eyes. "Don't worry about her. Every core member of that team signed a non-compete agreement months ago. Ava is looking at a penalty of at least 2 billion. I lean forward suddenly and brush the crease from between her brows with one fingertip. CEO Jiang looks rather attractive when she's been up all night. Luna catches my hand. "Young Master C, this is an office." A small smile pulls at my lips. And, before the word lands, Ethan knocks and enters. "CEO Jiang, Sylvia and the 4 families are short-selling our clean energy division." Luna and I look at each other. We both smile at the same moment. In the week that follows, the business world watches a breathtaking battle unfold. Sylvia calls in every favor she has to drive down Jiang Group's stock price. Luna uses the dip to buy back shares at a discount. Elena's team bleeds cash fighting non-compete penalties. Serena spreads rumors about product quality. I live-stream the factory floor in response. Ava has it worst of all. The blockchain project she invested in is exposed as a scam, and she becomes a public joke overnight. That day, Ethan strides into the main office. "Mr. Z, CEO Jiang, breaking news. Sylvia has mortgaged the Lin family ancestral estate." I am in the middle of straightening Luna's jacket. My fingers stop. Has she lost her mind? Luna takes my hand. She has nowhere left to go. Inside the Lin Group, everything is in chaos. Sylvia has demolished her own office. "The bank, why won't they renew the loan?" The secretary answers with a trembling voice. Luna convinced the central bank to step in and supervise. Sylvia freezes. She grabs her car keys and runs. But the underground parking garage is packed with reporters. Sylvia scrambles into her car. She finds Leo already sitting in the passenger seat. His eyes are red. "Sylvia, I have a way to turn this around." Sylvia shoves him hard. "If you hadn't started this with Xavier, how did it ever come to this?" Leo slams into the car door. The tears in his eyes curdle instantly into something venomous. Late that night, I drive home to the apartment alone. I have just parked when I hear rapid footsteps behind me. Before I can turn, a cloth soaked in sedative is pressed over my mouth and nose. Through my struggle, I catch a glimpse of Leo's twisted face. "Time to pay your debt, young master." In the very last moment before everything goes dark, my hand finds my phone in my pocket. Luna is in a meeting. Her phone suddenly vibrates. A location ping appears on the screen, followed by a red exclamation mark. SOS triggered. Everyone in the room watches in shock as their boss slams a fist on the table. "Get the car, now!" The abandoned chemical plant reeks of harsh fumes. I am tied to a rusted metal chair, staring at Leo, who is completely unraveled. My voice is unnervingly calm. "You won't get away with this." "Shut up!" Leo raises his hand. His nails drag 3 lines of blood across my face. "When Luna gets here, I want you both dead." Behind me, 5 men are setting up explosives. One of them shifts uneasily. "Mr. Leo, weren't we just supposed to kidnap them?" Leo pulls a thick stack of cash from his bag and throws it on the ground. "Your choice, your life, or the money in your silence." My pupils shrink. Those explosives are enough to level the entire building. The roar of an engine grows closer, and a black SUV crashes through the iron gate. The moment the door flies open, a gunshot rings out. Luna sidesteps and fires back, hitting the armed man in the knee. There is still fresh blood on her face. She fought her way through to get here. Leo screams and yanks me up. He presses a blade to my throat. "Luna, move 1 more inch and I will ruin his face." Luna drops her gun without hesitation. I thrash wildly. "Are you crazy? Run! There are explosives in here." Leo clamps his hand over my mouth. The blade draws a line of blood across my cheek. How touching! He nudges the detonator with his foot. CEO Jiang, get on your knees and beg me, and I'll let him go. Luna's eyes are dark with cold fury, but she actually kneels. Leo laughs like a man losing his mind. Not enough. I want you to bow your head to the ground. Tears burst from my eyes. I shake my head frantically. A sound escapes from my throat, raw and broken. Luna slowly lowers her head. Just as her forehead is about to touch the ground, a gunshot explodes. Leo's knife hand erupts in blood. Luna surges to her feet and yanks me behind her. I scream, "Watch out!" In the instant Luna turns, a long blade drives into her from behind. It buries into her chest. Blood sprays across my face, warm and thick. I watch Luna stagger, and she still stays in front of me. She fires 3 shots and drops the attacker. I catch her as she slides down, falling apart completely. "Luna, why did you come?" She leans against the wall, blood at the corner of her mouth. Her trembling hand finds my face. She manages a faint smile. "Because you are my fiancé." Sirens wail in the distance. Leo screams and lunges for the detonator. Luna raises her gun with the last of her strength. The bullet hits Leo square in the shoulder. He screams and collapses. Luna's arm falls. In the hospital corridor, I sit outside the ICU like a statue. I am still wearing blood-soaked clothes. My hands won't stop shaking. "Is she going to die?" I ask suddenly. Ethan's eyes are red. He shakes his head. "Trust CEO Jiang." I look down at the dried blood on my palms. In my previous life, when I died, was she this terrified? This desperate? On the morning of the 7th day, the monitor lets out a rapid series of beeps. I jolt awake from a doze and see Luna's fingers moving. "Doctor!" My voice is too raw to carry. I slam the call button as hard as I can. Luna's eyes open slowly. Her gaze drifts for a moment, then focuses on my exhausted face. My tears fall on the back of her hand. She lifts her hand with great effort, her fingertip brushing the redness at the corner of my eye. "You look terrible." I laugh and cry at the same time, pressing her hand against my face. "You're the one who looks terrible." Taking a blade to the chest and still trying to be impressive. Luna's oxygen mask fogs with breath. She moves her fingers slightly. I lean in and hear her ask in a voice barely above a breath, "If in this life I still ended up losing to them, would you have regretted choosing me?" I shake my head. Tears soak the white sheets. "In the last life you collected my body. In this one, I will live only for you." The line on the heart monitor surges violently. Doctors rush in. They stop at the sight before them. The head of the Jiang family, a woman who has never let the world see her cry, is gripping the young master of the Xi family's hand with tears streaming down her face. 1 month later, in the top-floor conference room of Jiang Group, the projector floods the room with bright light. I click the remote. A recording begins to play. Sylvia's voice is unmistakable. "I'll arrange a plane crash the day before the wedding. Then I'll take Leo abroad. You 3 keep Xavier occupied." Elena's laugh follows in the recording. "Don't worry, we'll make sure he has no energy left to come looking for you." The reporters in the room erupt. Camera flashes go off in a frenzy. I stand on the stage, expression calm. This was recorded a year ago. I open the next clip. Security footage clearly shows Leo deliberately pulling me into the pool. Not one of the 4 reached out to help me. Luna takes the remote. The next footage shows them injecting the horses. The most influential figures in Jingbei's elite circles have gone pale. Once this evidence goes public, the 4 families are finished. The news spreads faster than any disease. Business partners terminate their contracts one after another. Ava has it worst. Her private equity fund is suspected of money laundering. The police take her away directly. Leo is cornered by paparazzi outside his apartment building. His wig is ripped off, exposing patches of thinning scalp, a side effect of the psychiatric medication he has been taking long-term. He crouches on the ground screaming. The cameras capture every humiliating detail. I watch from the car without expression as the window slowly rises. Luna looks at me. Satisfied? I shake my head. There's one last step. At that moment, Sylvia has smashed everything in her office that can be smashed. Her eyes are bloodshot. "Luna, Xavier, I want you both dead." She takes a gun from her safe and drives straight for Jiang Group, but is forced to a stop at an intersection by a delivery truck. Her car spins out and hits the barrier. In the moment the airbag deploys, she sees Ethan sitting in the car across from her. He is speaking into his phone. Sylvia understands in an instant. This accident was Luna's final gift to her. In the office, I am peeling an apple. The news is on. Lin Group's former heir, Sylvia Lin, seriously injured in a car accident. Suspected of attempted murder, now in police custody. Luna leans back against the headboard. She says quietly, "Everything they did to you in the last life has come back to them." I cut the apple into small pieces and hold one to her lips. "Not enough. They haven't paid back everything they owe you." I wipe my hands. I take a file from my bag. "The source code for Lin Group's core patents now belongs to you." Luna raises an eyebrow. "How did you get that?" I blink. Sylvia's personal computer password was the date she and Leo first met. Thank goodness she never grew out of that. 1 month later, the verdict is delivered. The court sentences Sylvia to 15 years. Luna and I sit in the gallery. We watch the once untouchable Miss Lin be led away in handcuffs. As she passes us, Sylvia suddenly lunges. "Xavier, you loved me most, you know you did. So why are you doing this to me?" I catch her and hold her still, and I say quietly so that only she can hear, "The Xavier who loved you died in that rainy night. The night you all stood there and let him." Sylvia goes rigid as if struck by lightning. Then the officers drag her away. When we walk out of the courthouse, the sun is warm and bright. Luna takes my hand. "Still hate them?" I look up at the deep blue sky and let out a long breath. "Not anymore." I turn and pull Luna into my arms. I bury my face in her shoulder. "In this life, all I want is to love you well." Luna tilts her head up and kisses me. Let's go home, Mr. C. 3 years into our marriage, the top floor of Jiang Group undergoes renovations. I direct the workers to hang a painting. Misty Mountains in spring. Luna had it carefully restored at 3 times the original price. My mentor's final work, brought back to life. Ethan hands me a tablet with a helpless look. Mrs. Z skipped lunch again. I've tried everything. Luna, one hand resting on her gently rounded belly, is quietly tipping the nutritionist-prepared pregnancy meal into the trash. I close my laptop. I go out myself to buy the spicy rice noodles she has been obsessed with lately. On the way back, the cameras catch me, the feared executive of XE Group, carrying a plastic bag, carefully cradling a steaming paper bowl. The XE couple trends again. On the day of delivery, I nearly take apart the entire maternity ward. I grab the hospital director by his collar. Do the procedure now. She has been in pain for 12 hours. Luna pulls weakly at my sleeve. Her voice shakes. Savior, calm down. How am I supposed to calm down? When the baby's cry finally fills the room, Luna looks over and sees me on my knees beside the bed, face wet with tears. The nurse smiles. What will you name her? Yangshi, I say softly. On the day of Yangshi's 1-month celebration, I find a locked safe in the wardrobe. The code is the date I was reborn. Inside is the original investigation report. I turn around. Luna stands in the doorway holding our child. You knew all along? Luna lays the sleeping baby in the crib and wraps her arms around me from behind. I started looking into it the day your parents came to find me. Something as impossible as being reborn, and you still believed it? She kisses me softly. Because it was you who told me. A light drizzle falls over the cemetery on the day of Qingming. I place white roses before an unmarked grave, the one where the self from my previous life is buried. Luna holds a black umbrella. Little Yanxi reaches out from her arms, curious, catching the falling drops of rain. Daddy, who are you talking to? Luna kneels on one knee. Her hand rests gently on the cold stone. Someone very important. I turn, eyes stinging. I see my wife's gentle profile in the rain. I stand and pull them both close. This life, I will grow old with you both. On the drive home, Yanxi is fast asleep in her car seat. I lean my head on Luna's shoulder, and I notice her phone screen shows the first photo of the 3 of us, taken in the delivery room. 2 lifetimes, finally whole,